Hey crypto enthusiasts! Welcome back to Digital Assets Unfiltered, where we explore the ever-evolving world of cryptocurrencies. Today, we're diving into a thought-provoking topic. Who will end up taking the biggest impactful steps regarding Bitcoin? Is it Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, or Nayib Bukele, the forward-thinking President of El Salvador? Michael Saylor and Nayib Bukele have both left a significant impact on the world of cryptocurrency, each bringing their own distinct contributions to the Bitcoin narrative. In your opinion, who stands out as the ultimate Bitcoin enthusiast, and who do you believe will have a more profound influence on its future? Let's take a deep dive into the impact both individuals have made so far. El Salvador President Nayib Bukele. Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, has made a bold move by investing over $120 million of his country's money in Bitcoin. While this decision has garnered attention and sparked discussions about Bitcoin adoption, economists are urging caution and advising against premature celebration. Despite stepping down as president to campaign for a second term, Bukele's popularity remains high in the Central American nation. According to a website tracking his Bitcoin portfolio, the 2,764 coins he purchased have already exceeded their initial value. If he were to sell them now, he could potentially make around $3.7 million by December 2023. Initially, the value of Bukele's Bitcoins dropped to half of what he paid for them. However, recent changes in financial regulations surrounding cryptocurrency in the US have caused the price to surge to $47,000 per coin. It's important to note that the $120 million spent on Bitcoin is just a fraction of the public funds allocated to promoting Bitcoin as legal tender in El Salvador, alongside the US dollar. According to Tatiana Marroquin, a renowned economist from El Salvador, President Bukele's optimistic stance on the rising price of Bitcoin is nothing more than an illusion. She argues that the economic drawbacks of the Bitcoin project far outweigh any benefits. Marroquin highlights that approximately $200 million of public funds have been allocated to promote the adoption of this digital currency among citizens. However, she firmly asserts that this endeavor has been a complete failure. Surprisingly, even in the tourism sector, Bitcoin fails to attract significant attention or usage in El Salvador. Economists have also discussed a lack of transparency. No public body tracks spending on Bitcoin or the status of Mr. Bukele's $100 million reserves. El Salvador's highly anticipated Bitcoin bonds. The highly anticipated volcano bonds have officially obtained regulatory approval and are set to make their debut in the first quarter of 2024. The Digital Assets Commission of El Salvador has granted the approval for these innovative bonds, as confirmed by the National Bitcoin Office of El Salvador on December 11th. El Salvador made a significant mark earlier this year by passing legislation that established the legal framework for the Bitcoin-backed bond on January 11th. The primary objective of the volcano bond is to tackle sovereign debt obligations while providing the necessary funding for the development of El Salvador's visionary Bitcoin city. Half of the $1 billion sum would be converted to Bitcoin and the other half used for infrastructure and Bitcoin mining. The new city will be powered with geothermal energy from a nearby volcano, will be US dollar-denominated 10-year bonds, and carry a coupon of 6.5%. El Salvador's 10-year bonds are currently trading at a significantly lower interest rate yield of 13.5%. Interestingly, the premium that investors demand to hold these bonds instead of ultra-safe US government bonds has more than doubled since June, coinciding with Bukele's initiative to establish Bitcoin as legal tender. Additionally, after a 5-year lockup period, El Salvador may consider selling some of the Bitcoin to provide investors with an additional coupon annually. During the bond presentation, Bitfinex, a prominent crypto exchange, was listed as the book runner. To ensure wider accessibility, the bonds will be sold in 100 tranches, aiming to democratize access. Moreover, these bonds will offer the convenience of 24/7 trading alongside other assets such as stablecoins. Of course, with the positive comes the negative outlook, and only the future will tell how all of this will end up. Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy have been pioneers in bringing Bitcoin into the corporate world. MicroStrategy made headlines by investing significant sums of its treasury into Bitcoin, paving the way for other institutions to follow suit. Saylor's relentless advocacy for Bitcoin as a store of value and treasury asset has influenced institutional players, highlighting the cryptocurrency's potential beyond speculation. His impact on the institutional adoption of Bitcoin cannot be understated. Michael Saylor is legendary for his bullish stance on Bitcoin. Despite MicroStrategy's late entry into the Bitcoin market in 2020, Saylor's conviction in the cryptocurrency remains unwavering. In a recent regulatory filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, it was revealed that Saylor plans to sell $216 million worth of company shares. These shares, totaling $310,000, were initially awarded as stock options in 2014 and were set to expire in April 2024. It's worth noting that MicroStrategy currently holds an impressive 189,000 BTC in its treasury, making it the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin. This significant investment, valued at around $8.5 billion, was made during their latest purchase in December. Saylor's unwavering optimism towards Bitcoin is easily understandable. However, before you hastily jump into purchasing Bitcoin, it's crucial to grasp the underlying reason behind Saylor's relentless buying spree. It's not solely due to Bitcoin's skyrocketing price, but rather its inherent qualities that make it a valuable asset in the long run. Despite the risks and volatility associated with cryptocurrencies, the future prospects for Bitcoin appear remarkably positive. During his recent appearance on CNBC, Saylor hinted at the potential for Bitcoin's value to increase tenfold. With its current price standing at $47,000, a tenfold valuation would mean that a single Bitcoin could potentially be valued at nearly $500,000 in the future. The possibilities of owning just 2 Bitcoins, as it could pave the way to becoming a millionaire someday. MicroStrategy stock has outperformed high-flying tech giants this year, and even Bitcoin as the company's big crypto bet has paid off. According to CNBC, MicroStrategy has managed to amass a staggering 174,530 Bitcoins since 2020. Currently, this impressive stockpile is valued at approximately $7.4 billion. The remarkable surge in the price of Bitcoin, which has risen by around 152% this year, can be attributed to the hopeful anticipation of a spot ETF approval, an upcoming halving event, and a general sense of optimism in the market. MicroStrategy's stock has skyrocketed this year, surpassing even the impressive gains of Bitcoin. With a surge of 319%, it has outperformed tech giants like Nvidia and Meta, who have seen increases of 244% and 185% respectively. In fact, MicroStrategy's remarkable growth has outpaced the majority of U.S. companies valued at $5 billion or more. According to CNBC, its market cap now stands at $8.4 billion, with approximately 90% of its value tied to Bitcoin. Saylor expressed his optimism about the impact of the forthcoming Bitcoin spot ETF news on the market rally. According to him, this news is a positive development, as it signifies a loosening monetary policy. He believes that inflation in any part of the world drives the adoption of Bitcoin. Additionally, the upcoming halving event will reduce the available supply of Bitcoins for sale by half, further contributing to a bullish market. Saylor suggests that smart investors are recognizing these favorable milestones and are investing accordingly in anticipation of the future. To wrap things up, it's worth acknowledging the significant roles that Michael Saylor and Nayib Bukele play in the incredible journey of Bitcoin. They bring their own distinctive contributions to the table, and only time will reveal who will achieve a more favorable outcome. It's entirely possible that both individuals will succeed beyond expectations. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe.